We've had 8 speakers. And if you talk about Sir Henry, who was the one who was the first speaker, you go to Frederick Mbiti, everybody has what they did, they achieved. So the question is, without just focusing on corruption only, what has Moses Wetangula, because he has been said worst ever speakers, they had the opportunity to preside over the Gen Z revolution when young people went to the street and they were dying. And there was a need for Parliament to make some decisions around that, around the finance bill. They failed, really. I can tell you, if members of Parliament perform well, headed by the speakers, maybe either no one could have died or less people could have died. Okay. So they had a moment. Like, for example, there's somebody who presided over the transition from colonial to new independence. Somebody was talking about the issue of new constitution. So you can see every speaker had got a moment to do. Mm-hmm. So the question is, what have these speakers been able to achieve when moments present itself?
Okay.
Yeah.
I want us to consider now the pronouncements by the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, especially on this issue of NG-CDF, where he has been very consistent. Yet we see that other positions taken by people he has worked with, even through the NADCO report, proposed the entrenchment of the NG-CDF into the constitution, where the MP was still key. And one wonders the genuineness of the former Prime Minister in some of these pronouncements. Do you understand him, or are you more confused when he keeps insisting that NG-CDF should not be run by MPs, yet he's also party to the NADCO discussions?
First of all, Fred, forgive a man or a woman who has a wrong stance, but you cannot forgive a man or woman who has no stance. These people do not have a stance. And I can tell you, from the information I have, is a PR. Even whatever was happening currently is a PR. And we cannot run a country based on PR. One of my most favorite bishops in Kenya, Bishop Muhera, said, we cannot run a government as if we are doing advertisement. Advertising, that's what we called it. Mm-hmm. We need to be honest. Fred, these are not matters to go to Karen to talk in public, because if they are sure about it, they pass a law. Fred, let me tell you, how often have we just been surprised there's a bill passing in Parliament has been signed? When they are serious, they do it. When they don't want to do it, they feed you with garbage. The conflict of interest, I told you this earlier, that I did a research with Timothy Bosire on NG-CDF. I was his supervisor in STARTIMES. And we said that MPs cannot legislate, make the law for CDF, then be able to actually set up the governance structure of the NG-CDF, then go on now to actually implement the CDF as with executive powers, then come back and oversight it. At the same time, even can revise the laws. So when somebody has all these powers among themselves, it does not happen. Moses Wetangula said in Parliament himself that why NG-CDF cannot be scrapped is because MPs are village ATMs. These are not my words. When a national speaker says that, it tells you a country has lost its moral compass. Mm-hmm. And in fact, in developed world, these people are not qualified to really be there with their words, what they're speaking about. So I do believe that Raila Odinga has an agenda, but it is not genuine, because Raila Odinga has been in the forefront of all this. And I can tell you, those in ODM can tell you, the ODM tickets are always issued in the week when CDF is being issued. And they are bought. These tickets are bought by MPs. We know, even if you now even go to Kenya and start campaigning, or Siaya, or go to Mombasa, or in Kilifi, you'll be told, if you don't have between 16 to 18 million to see these people with, forget about the ticket. Okay. That's why it is a barrier for young people to actually crack it in these political parties. So they are not genuine. Maybe, or just maybe, it's a distraction to me. Okay. And the best thing I can see here is that where do these people want that money to go where they can siphon it? Maybe they are finding that MPs are holding tightly, gripping that money. In the county government, where Raila says it should be in devolved funds, isn't it? Should go to county government. The accountability in county government has been wanting, and therefore it's easy for them to put their fingers in it. I can tell you they are looking for which pocket can that money go, where they can access it much easy than dealing with MPs.
Yes, Bwana Gakuya, just before the big UDA fall